Hello, welcome to the Military Shop Collector's Corner feature. This time we're going to be discussing some bits of paperwork that you can find occasionally with gas masks. We all see the gas mask quite often, but how often do you see it with the original warden's paperwork, with the manufacturer's details, etc.? And this piece of paper, although not worth a huge amount of money, it's probably a few pounds really, but in actual fact, it would have been issued to all of the civilian and duty personnel who were wearing that style of gas mask, namely wardens and people like that, during the Second World War. So, nice piece of paperwork, not often found, but probably also a bit of an advert for C.B. Gorman, who made them. It says what else they make. They make smoke helmets, gas masks, naval, military, industrial and civil purposes, and all sorts of other things. So possibly a bit of an advert for them, but at the end of the day, a nice piece of paperwork would have come with each gas mask, and it's probably one of the few pieces of that we've ever actually seen. The next one is a personal contamination piece of paperwork. It's just basically a warden's checklist saying that you use your on the first alarm you use your gas rattle, and then you would use the word spray by mouth, or shouting it around. Gas rattle means X, Y, and Z. Test for gas. Remove your face piece, etc. So it's a sort of talking point. So a running order for things you have to do once you've spotted gas or you're aware of it in your area. So that's another thing. That was dated, I think, 1941. Another piece of 1941 dated paperwork for the gas mask is a small booklet called the Home Guardsman Vade Macum, which effectively means a sort of handy guide, and it tells you about using a trench rattle, as they call it, so the rattles that we see quite a lot in collections, and it pans out into a fully explanative description of gases, their effects, how to spot them, etc. And again, just something that would have been kept at the time with a home guardsman's equipment, and probably he was told to keep that handy at all times, and something you don't really see too much. And the standard gas mask here for the service respirator for the army, it's the standing instructions for that. Again, not something that generally survives. Very simple piece of paperwork. Instructions for the position, what you do on certain commands. If gas is shouted, you must react in a certain way. And just a nice piece of paperwork. Again, not very valuable. They're in the pounds rather than tens of pounds, but just interesting things that you might find that add to your collection. You might see them at a show somewhere, and you could always add them to your gas mask. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll have another episode of Collector's Corner soon.